Hi guys, welcome back to Chop's Garage. This is just a quick little video update on what we've got going on before we do a couple of longer videos about some new arrivals and some of the issues with them. Firstly, Dacia. Put the new clips on. You can see we've got really nice panel gap there now. It is not sticking out, you know, it was sticking out about here, wasn't it, before? So that is really nicely sorted. That's as good as any one I've ever seen. I have sold a number of these now, haven't I? So that's that sorted. The Kia Rio. So the Kia is due to go out in an hour's time. So of course I pulled it up front, gave it a wash, double checked all my fluid levels, did all the tyre pressures, all the good stuff, make sure everything's ready to go. Went to lock it and the remote key fob's not working. It's flashing but it's not working now. It didn't work. It worked sporadically before, so I put a new battery in it, then it worked every time, but now it's suddenly decided not to work again. Now, it could be the receiver underneath the dashboard, I guess. It's locking on normal central locking, fine. So he's due in an hour and there's not much I can do about it, so I'm just going to have to tell him that's the case. See if he wants to back out of the deal or offer him a discount to get a new key sorted, but I can only really afford to knock about 100 quid off. I think basically he's better off taking a bit of a saving and living with it, to be honest. But we'll see what he's got to say. So, just to recap, this has been picked up this morning. The Sparky got the stereo working, the original stereo working, but he left me with one that was only going through the front speakers and also didn't retain the preset radio stations. When you preset the radio stations, it didn't retain those, and then buggered off somewhere else. I said, oh no, you just need to do this, that and the other. I thought, well, the reason I've got you in is for you to do it. Anyhow, apparently he had to shoot off to somewhere else. I had a go at what he said he could, couldn't get it worked, got a bit of a spark and got scared, so left it. I wired the two stereos in, speakers in together, so you have actually got all four speakers working now. So that's working. That was a simple thing to do. But we still lose the radio stations and the time when you turn the car off. After about 20 minutes it clears it. I don't want to get any further involved in the electrics on that. I spoke to the customer, rang up, told them exactly what the issue was. They had to think about it, rang back, said at the end of the day I can go and get someone. He said he watched a video on YouTube about how to run a live to the stereo to stop it from doing that. I know, I think Christine, I think you told me about that video. I'll put that video up for me, I think it was you. But again, I've had experiences with electronics before, and I've fused stuff and I've set fire to wiring looms, so I'm avoiding it. So what we agreed is I've knocked 75 quid off the bill to allow them to get a Sparky out for a couple of hours, shouldn't be more than that, for a couple of hours to resolve the power issue. I've also given them I did actually pre-order the wiring and the fascia surround for an aftermarket stereo if they need to get one. So I've just got to be very clear with that, is that if it ends up costing more than that, or there's something more complex, I'm not liable for that because I'm selling it with a known fault on that stereo. As we know, the stereo works, so getting a positive running on it, a permanent positive, doesn't sound like a complicated job, but I know the score with these kind of things. When someone pulls that stereo back out again, another Sparky, they're going to turn around and go, oh, the guy did this wrong and that needs doing and that really needs doing. And because people love to piss on other people's work, to be honest, don't they? And then they'll be telling them they need to do all sorts of stuff. So I need to be very clear that that's all I'm discounting on it. And if it costs any more than that, unfortunately that's something they'll have to eat themselves. But I don't see why it should cost any more than that, because I got charged 60 quid for about an hour and a half's work yesterday sorting out, which seems steep to me. I would have thought for a Sparky getting a stereo working wouldn't be such a hard thing, but it's not my industry, I don't know the score, so you know, I pays my money. So I think I've given them plenty enough cash to, you know, just get the positives permanent live sorted on it. So it sometimes, guys, I know a lot of you are going to comment now and say you could have done it yourself, you could have done this, it's easy to do that, but you got to know when it's worth just stepping away from something and leaving it and moving on. I've got other things to be cracking on with. If there are any doubt about prices, guys, that little Citroen C1 I sold a year ago for 2.5 grand. I've just sold it now for 2,795. Well, in the end I've sold it for 2,620, I think is what I did in the end. So car sold for more money than it sold for a year ago. It's only done 2,000 miles since, but mad, isn't it? Many of you have commented in the past and currently on videos saying if I do a proper handover sheet I shan't have the problems with warranty claims or spurious warranty claims that I have, but I always have had a handover form. I'll just quickly go over what I cover with that. So we've got our CG car sales handover form and contract to sale. So it's got the date, whether it was on site or transported to them, their name, the vehicle details, whether I've given them the handbook, the lock and wheel nut, the green owner's slip, spare wheel inflation kit, second key, whether I've provided warranty documents and explained the warranty. It then says, condition of the vehicle, please confirm you've been allowed an adequate time to thoroughly inspect the exterior, interior and equipment of the vehicle and are satisfied with the condition, function, allowing for age and mileage. And then please confirm you've been allowed adequate time to test drive the vehicle and satisfied with the performance and function, allowing for age and mileage. And then it's got, they ring and say yes or no. And then it's got the warranty term, warranty provided, warranty cover. Then it says, important note, vehicle bodywork, paint, trim and audio equipment or failure of standard wear and tear items due to vehicle use are not covered under any warranty, including but not exclusively the clutch friction plate, brake pads, discs, tyres, air con gas, wiper blades. And the warranties cover unexpected breakages, not the failure of items that are commensurate with the use of the vehicle or non-essential to it being fit for purpose. And then it's got known faults that have been highlighted and accepted. And then returns, repairs and refunds. CG Cars reserves the right to offer a refund where it's uneconomical to repair the vehicle. A deduction of fair use of the vehicle will be made at 75p a mile from sale price. No refund will be offered for modifications, repairs you've chosen to make during your ownership. And note, we do not operate a roadside recovery service. Please arrange your own cover. And then it says, I've read, understood and agree with the terms of this contract of sale and happy to proceed with the purchase. It's understood none of these terms affect my statutory rights. So obviously whatever I put on this piece of paperwork, I can never affect someone's statutory rights. You're just trying to head off some of the claims with some of the stuff, and obviously I've made it clear here that standard fair wear and tear items due to the use of the vehicle aren't covered by any warranty. Now, does any of this stop anybody from making a claim? No, it doesn't. They'll still get on the phone as soon as a button stops working or a windscreen wiper blade falls off. They'll still get in contact. And then it's down to how tough you want to be with the form. The idea of this form isn't for me to wriggle out of warranty claims. It's just to try and preempt someone going away and saying, oh, I've spotted a chip or whatever on the paintwork that I'm not happy with. Yeah, something like that. Or, like I had the other day where, a week later they said, oh, I've got a flat tyre. Can you do something about that? I think it's pretty comprehensive. You think I've missed something, guys? Or I think I've gone over the top with something, all constructive feedback is accepted. But I do, just to cover it, I just wanted to cover that I do get this signed before the cars go out the door, so it isn't a problem with the handover. I do actually read all of this to them as well and explain it, so I don't just say, sign the bottom of this paper. I go through it and explain it and read it to them. I scan it and give them a copy of it as well. So I think I'm pretty well covered on that side of things. I nearly didn't cover what we did with the Kia and the central locking issue. The gentleman took the car away and accepted it with the central locking issue on the basis that he was going to drive it around a bit and see if it started working again, if it was linked maybe to a low battery or something, and if it was bothering him I'd send my mobile key guy out to have a little quick look and decide if it was worth doing or not. I did say to him that if it was something regarding the receiver underneath the dashboard, it wouldn't be financially viable to do and I wouldn't do that repair. So I was straight with that at the front, at the gate. So we'll see. I'll let you know if he comes back to me on that at all. Update on the Caddy. Still using it every day. Still seeing no ill effects from putting a solid flywheel in. So that seems to be right. But what I did do, obviously I've still got the issue with the it going into limp mode every now and then on a long hill when it gets bogged down. The rest of the time it's fine. It doesn't happen very often, so I've just been driving it as is. Now a few of you have said it absolutely is the mass airflow sensor, which I haven't done yet. A few of you said it's sticky turbo vanes. I thought I'd give this stuff a go. A few of you mentioned this Forte. I've got the Forte turbo cleaner, and I think you're supposed to use it in conjunction with this, the injector cleaner, at the same time. I've put both bottles in on about a quarter of a tank, so I put a pretty strong mixture in. My reason for that is in the past, my experience with all these kind of additives is if they're really going to work, you have to be quite brutal in the application to get a really strong mixture in there to start burning stuff off. So I came into work today and drove the van pretty hard with this stuff in. I'll drive it home again tonight, burn off that quarter of a tank and then refill it with some super diesel, and I'll let you know whether I see any improvement or not. I'm dubious. I don't really see how this can impact the turbo, but then, you know, a lot of people have mentioned it, so I'll give it a go. Obviously this isn't sponsored content or anything like that, because I might well be slagging this off in a couple of days time if I feel it's had absolutely zero impact. That's it for this video, guys. I'm keeping my back to the cars because a couple of new arrivals have come along, so they'll be in a new video for you very soon. As always, thank you ever so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Keep those comments coming. If you're not subscribed, please consider it. About 60% of you still aren't subscribed, so please consider hitting that subscribe button down the bottom there, and see you again soon.